Hello everyone, hello, and welcome back to Mamanchan's Manga Corner. I am Mamanchan, and with All Hallows Eve knocking at our door, I decided to go spooky classic in the best way I can with Mary Shelley meets Junji Ito, Frankenstein. Okay. So, as most Junji Ito stories, it is, if not all, it is older teen, it is horror, it is science fiction. And, well, again, I'm not a huge fan of science fiction. The horror is so good. The science fiction is enough that I can, I get that taste, and it's like, okay, I get it. Don't force feed me more. You gave me enough to understand. And that's how I like my science fiction. Not shoved down my throat. So regardless, I don't know which words I was gonna say. Junji Ito had drawn Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and it is a classic. Everyone knows who it is. Everyone knows the story of Frankenstein in some way or another. But reading his version, his drawn version, so it stuck a little better, it was eye-opening, it was inspiring. It made science fiction palatable, which is something I have a hard time with, as I've said before. Sorry, not sorry. So, with Frankenstein, it opens in the Arctic. There are a ship. It's on an expedition to the North Pole. So they are probably past Greenland or about Greenland, but while sailing, breaking the ice, they see a man, a large figure being pulled on a sled. And it's too far in the distance, they can't really get a good look at him, but he's gone. The next morning, however, they find another man on a sled. However, his head unfortunately landed on some ice that drifted away. So he could not keep going. They helped him aboard, and they learned his name is Victor Frankenstein. And he asked them, why are you going north? What is your purpose? Now the captain of the ship tells him that they are looking for knowledge. Victor urges them not to, and that he has erred before. He has been there and done that. His thirst for knowledge has caused him problems. Not understanding, the captain tells him, tell me your story. So he does. Now Victor Frankenstein, the doctor, created this body to bring people back. He wanted to know how he could become as close to a god as possible. Now Victor had created the monster, who unfortunately is never given a name. Never, at least in this, I don't know about the original novel, he is never given a name. I mean, that would have been a great start to name the person you just you pushed together and brought back to life. Name the dude. But he doesn't. He doesn't even accept his own creation. He rejects it outright, and so it flees. The monster runs away, and I don't blame him. It's like, dude, you did this to me, and you don't even want to call me Dave? Come on! Come on! So the monster, he goes off on his own, and he teaches himself how to speak, how to read and write. Well, he learns by watching other people. Kind of like Meow from Pokemon. So, he is a very, very learned person. He is intelligent, he is cunning, and he goes back. He goes back to Victor, who had created him, and who has had all these unfortunate happenings fall upon him. And I can't necessarily fault the monster for this, because it's like your dad rejecting you. It sucks, and it hurts, and you want to lash out. So he does. He ends up killing some people who are very close to Victor, until Victor can't handle it. Well, the monster comes and he is too much for Victor. He has become too intelligent. And Victor almost didn't expect that. So his creation tells him, look, dude, if you're not going to accept me, I don't want to be alone. Make me someone. Make me a companion. So then the bride of Frankenstein, who is not actually Frankenstein's bride, comes to be. However, she doesn't accept him either. She looks at him and screams, and this poor man kills her. Not the doctor. I don't feel bad for the doctor necessarily. It was his thirst for knowledge that led him to this point. His lack of acceptance for the being that he created. He did this. So after he kills what was supposed to be his own bride, who again rejected him, the monster tells Frankenstein, I'm going to ruin your life. Not in those words, mind you. Much fancier words, because again, he is a very intelligent being. He decides, fuck you, essentially. You screwed my life over. Guess what, buddy? You're next. So he leaves, and one of Victor's friends, I believe his name was Henry, who was helping him with the bride, he's like, you know what? No, you stay here. I'm gonna go stop that guy. He didn't stand a chance. Not a chance. So Victor decided he was going to hunt down his own creation and put an end to it. Because he brought him into this world, so he would take him out of it. That's not too cool, but whatever. That's why I'm not a parent. So he goes back home. He finds his bride-to-be has passed, and she has been laid out in her wedding gown. The monster is mocking him, yes. And again, I kind of don't blame it. He calls him creator, father. And you know what Victor calls his creation? Monster. That's not a great name. It's not a great name at all. So I don't know the relation as far as how his story goes to Mary Shelley's original story. I would love to read it. Again, it is my list. I need it. In learning that I'm just gonna call him Dave. Learning that Dave is such an intelligent being, an intelligent creature, and has been rejected by his own father, it's heartbreaking, honestly. It was not the horror story I thought I was getting into, but it's the one I wanted, the one I needed. I didn't know I needed it, but I needed it. So we do get more than just Frankenstein in this book. We also get stories of Toru Oshikiri, and it's dimensional stories. So you get the one boy in different dimensions, and it's kind of the reason I used to, I'm gonna say roleplay, but a lot of people are gonna picture other things. But I used to write roleplay stories, and I would have my one character, and it's like, you know what if this didn't happen to them? What if that happened to them? So I would take the same character with sometimes the same background, sometimes not. And I would put them in different situations. Well, for Toru, it's for the most part the same situation, different happenings. He kills his friends. But sometimes it's not him killing his friends, it's the other him killing his friends and other friends. Yeah. So overall, the characters, again, part of them were thanks to Mary Shelley. So thank you, Mary Shelley. However, Victor Frankenstein is a douchebag. His monster Dave, who is, again, the name I gave him, he is so intelligent and not what you see in TV. Nothing like what you see in TV, because he is such a learned person. And he's a cursed person who only wants to be loved. And that's what we all want, right? We all want to be loved. And then when you get into the dimensional stories, there's Toru, who is different. In some dimensions, he's a little more homicidal, but you still have the base character that he's not solemn, kind of solemn, but you still have this base character who, in this one he has flashes of anger, in this one he has curiosity. Sometimes he's just scared. Now the artwork, Oh my god, the artwork. Oh my god, the artwork. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Not only does Junji have great detail, not only does Junji Ito have great detail, again, he has earned the name Master of Horror for a reason. The detail he puts in, even to Frankenstein's monster, Dave, the detail in his face, because his flesh was, it's not the best. He's not necessarily alive, but the detail put in to all of his pieces, the shading that he does, the line work that he does. The first story I read by him was Uzumaki, thanks to a friend who had told me, basically, you need to read this. You need to. It had drawn me in, and he's able to create such different looks with different characters just by small little tweaks. His artwork is stunning, and it has drawn me in from day one, and Frankenstein is no different. Plus the cover art, I love the color choices that he used. Like, look at this. The eyes of Dave. That's just his name now. His eyes, the blues, the reds. He does such a great job with his artwork that it continuously draws me in, which is why I have a problem collecting his books, because I have a lot of them, but I don't have all of them. So as far as the price goes, if you've noticed, this is a nice hardcover book. And I do love hardcover books. Doesn't matter if it's a regular or a manga. Love hearing that. So the price reflects it. It's about $23, but again, you get not only the Frankenstein story, you do get the Oshikiri stories, along with, I believe, one or two more just little side stories. And it can stand alone. It's not like it's one part of, 27 books. It is a collection of Junji Ito stories in one book. Well, with, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, of course. But it is a one book. It can stand alone. However, I don't know if that's possible to just let it stand alone. One moment. So again, it can stand alone. Unless you like to collect. In that case, this isn't all the ones I have either, unfortunately. Actually, no, that's very fortunately. But it is a great read. I cannot recommend it enough. It definitely gave me a better look at the Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's original Frankenstein, instead of the monster that they made on TV that was very dull-witted and foolish. No, he is a very learned person, and that was almost inspiring, really. Like, I love Dave. I love Dave. Screw you. But Dave. It was a sad story, and it's stunning. I highly, highly recommend it. I will always highly recommend most Junji Ito stories. At least the ones I read, anyway. So again, I highly recommend you check it out. It is a great story. If you loved Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, check it out. It is a good read. Well, great read. Great read. Because again, sci-fi, not my favorite. Love. I felt so much emotion for the characters in this. It drew me in more than I thought it would. Check it out. Give me comments down below. If you tell me what you thought of it. Because again, I didn't really see it as a horror story. It was just sad. Yes, it's a horror story, but I felt bad for Dave. Because that's his name now. Dave. So comment down below with what you thought of Frankenstein, any of Junji Ito's works, really. I'm obviously a fan. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe for more, because obviously there's gotta be more Junji Ito coming. So, with that being said, I am out of here. So, like I said, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment down below, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!